Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. With a brand new season now live in Modern Warfare and Warzone, that of course means that we've got a new series of blueprints, operator skins, and other various rewards to unlock. Now, some of these are going to be around for the long haul, I guess you could say. Others, though, not so much. You know, some of these items are only going to be available while Season 3 is still active, and some are actually even more limited than that. So today, we're going to break down the rarest items of Season 3, including things that are available this season, and some other items that became even rarer because of the Season 3 launch. So if you enjoyed the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you are new to the channel, I am always covering the latest news, intel, updates, leaks, and everything else regarding Call of Duty, so feel free to subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all of that. Now, getting right into one of the rarest items that we'll probably see throughout the entire season, we have the brand new Gremlin blueprint for the AUG, which, honestly, some of you guys might not even be familiar with yet, because it only just became available a few days ago with this week's playlist update. Now, in order to actually get the Gremlin blueprint, you do need to win the brand new gunfight tournament, the Trios gunfight tournament if you will, and that's only available for a very limited amount of time. And, well, here's the thing. We don't really know how long exactly this tournament is going to be available. You know, there is no countdown timer on the tournament. Well, I guess there kind of is, but that one's counting down for it to start each new bracket. What I really mean here is that there is no indication of when the gunfight tournament is going to be removed. Now, up until this point, we have seen two other gunfight tournaments added in. The initial one included the Royal Decree Deagle blueprint as the first place prize, and if I remember correctly, that tournament was only around for about a week. Then we had a second tournament take place last season, and that one featured an MP7 blueprint as the first place prize. I think it was called the Riptide or something like that. Honestly, that one was nothing too special. However, that tournament did end up sticking around for just over 2 weeks if I remember correctly. So this current one could last until next Tuesday or Wednesday when the new playlists refresh. It could last until the week after. It could even extend all the way into May even. We're honestly just not sure. But we do know it is a limited time tournament, and it will not be sticking around for the entire season. So when it comes to the rarest in-game items specifically for Season 3, the Gremlin blueprint is definitely up there towards the top, because not only does it need you to win multiple gunfight matches in order to finish in first place, but it is also around for a pretty short amount of time compared to most of the other items on the list. Now, the blueprint itself is actually pretty good. It features the 407mm extended barrel, which I do think is the best barrel option for most AUG setups. It's also got the tactical foregrip. Personally, I would trade that out for the Merc grip instead. It's got the 5.56 30-round mags, which definitely is not bad at all. And it's also got the granulated grip tape too, which I'm sure you guys already know. I would swap that one out for the stippled grip tape instead. And I would also probably add a monolithic suppressor to it for Warzone, or the tac laser to it for multiplayer to make it even better. But, like I said, it's definitely not a bad blueprint by any means, and it's one of the rarest items that we have in-game for this season. Then, staying on the trend of blueprints, we do also have another one that is only going to be around for this season, and that is the Fugitive blueprint for the Scar that you get when you reach the max rank, which is essentially rank 156, but it does display as 155 since they capped it out there. But yeah, this blueprint is the max rank reward for Season 3, and honestly, it's rare more so just because it's only going to be available for this season, just like how the original OG M16 variant was only around during Season 0, and the Codebreaker was only around for last season, etc, etc. But of course, actually getting to rank 155 is definitely not super difficult. I mean, I think I'm ranked like 115 or something, and we're not even a week into the season yet, which, by the way, the season is set to last until June 2nd as of now, so you've got plenty of time to actually get the Fugitive variant before it disappears for Season 4. Now, next up, this item is rare because 1, it takes quite a bit of grinding to unlock when it's all said and done, and 2, it is once again exclusive to Season 3. And of course, here we are talking about the Season 3 Completionist emblem, which you unlock via completing all 100 officer challenges for the season. So first things first, you cannot even unlock this emblem until you are rank 155 and you've unlocked all the challenges themselves. And then, obviously, you do have to go in and physically complete each individual challenge, and truth be told, this season's emblem, which you guys can see on the screen right now, really, I don't think is anything too crazy. Personally, I do think the Season 2 emblem from last season was one of the coolest ones that we've seen so far, and also I am kind of bummed with these ones. Most of these challenges seem directed towards multiplayer gameplay and not so much Warzone. Sure, there are plenty you can complete just by playing Warzone, but some definitely point towards multiplayer. And that to me feels like sort of a missed opportunity. But nonetheless, the Completionist emblem for this season is yet another very rare item that you can earn. Now, the next item that we've got is one of the few rare items that's something you can have in-game, like actually in your matches, and that is the grenade launcher over in Warzone. So to put this into perspective, I already have 4 days played in Warzone, right? And I have not once, I repeat, not a single time found the grenade launcher out of a chest. So unless you are picking it up off of somebody's body, that is the only way you can find the launcher. You know, it is not available to put on a class, and it can only be acquired through a legendary or regular stash. And I would assume it has less than a 1% chance of spawning, because, like I said, I have never found one myself. And here's the thing as well, I mean, after all, it is a grenade launcher. It's not the best weapon out there, despite it being the single rarest weapon in all of Warzone for the moment. It's good in certain situations, don't get me wrong, but I would say you probably won't be dropping any world record gameplays because you have a growl and a grenade launcher on your loadout. It is definitely a cool thing to find, but not necessarily the most useful at the end of the day. Now, outside of the Season 3 timed exclusives, as I mentioned before, there is also a handful of other items that increased in rarity because Season 3 went live and we're just getting later on into the year, right? So, for instance, some of the original Battle Pass skins, like the Corruptor variant for the Ram 7, and also the Gilded variant for the Holger 26, are now a lot more rare because it seems those skins won't become available ever again. This was something that really only time could tell, and I guess it sort of has now, because we've seen plenty of other variants for weapons like the Ram and the Holger, and even some other weapons that had blueprints in the passes beforehand. But none of the actual Battle Pass content itself has made a return, especially not the blueprints. So I guess you could also tie this into Season 3 as well. The variants that we see available this time around really are not super rare right now, but come Season 4 they will increase in rarity because they'll presumably be locked away forever. We also have Mara's Forest Ops skin, which is actually one of the rarest operator skins in the entire game because, in similar fashion, it was unlocked at Tier 100 of the Season 1 Battle Pass and has not returned since it was available there. So same deal here, the Tier 100 skin for Alex this season will likely never come back in the shop or ever be available outside of this pass. So if you do like it, make sure to unlock it before Season 4 goes live in June, otherwise you will have missed the opportunity to get it. Then another item that was previously very rare and now conveniently enough is not for the moment, but probably will be again here in just a few days' time, is that of the hot and cold camo that you get via the Call of Duty endowment pack from the store. This was originally only available for a few weeks when the game first launched, and it only recently came back. So for the time being, it is available to everyone who wants to buy it, and thus it's not really that rare, but the pack is a limited time thing. So once it goes away, no one is going to be able to get it, unless of course the pack returns to the store at some point in the future, which we have no official confirmation of as of now. Then finally, one more rare thing I did want to mention is that of the Damascus camo, and this is just rare because it is hard to get, you know? It takes a lot of grinding, a lot of time, a lot of mounted and crouched and hipfire kills. Basically, this grind is just one big headache, and thus not a ton of people are willing to grind it out, especially those that play Warzone only for free. So just based off of that alone, Damascus is also an incredibly rare thing to see in game 2, and that'll pretty much always be the case even as we get later on into the year. Anyways, with all of that being said, those are effectively the rarest items of Season 3, and that is going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new here and you want to stay up to date with the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, leaks, and just about everything in between, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know whenever I post a new video. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code IMMORTAL on all Scuff, G Fuel, Control Freak, and Respawn products. All of those links can be found in the description below. And once again, thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.